This program is recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. The audio for this program can be heard on WRFP LP 101.9 FM.
Chippewa Valley Community Television presents Your Local Race. Meet the Candidates 2016.
Hi, I'm Bob Brown, News Director at Chippewa Valley Community Television. Welcome to another in our series of interviews with candidates for the Eau Claire County Board. Today we're speaking with Jean Schlieve, who has been the District 14 representative on the board since 2004. Ms. Schlieve, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome.
Why don't we begin by, many people may know you from your time on the board already, but for those who don't, how about introducing yourself briefly and why it is you want to continue to serve on the board?
Well, I have two main objects this term, and one is the referendum that I hope to address, and also I'm working on the CJCC board, Criminal Justice Collaborating Council, and we're doing very good work. We are nationally recognized for our spearheading several treatment courts, which I'm sure you have heard about. We have 4 treatment courts, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on that later.
Okay, all right. What kind of personal qualities do you feel you bring to the board that are particularly helpful to its operations?
Well, having been a teacher, I like to talk to people, to see people, to interact with them, and also I have a lot of enthusiasm. And some people say, "Still?" And I say, "You bet."
All right. Now I know that each county board member serves on at least one and maybe as many as 3 standing committees. Mm-hmm. Committees that you've served on over the years that you've found particularly rewarding and what you'd like to continue doing in the next term?
Well, I'm on the Judiciary and Law Committee, and that is a very interesting committee. We have talked a lot about the progressing methamphetamine problem, and I know if you read the paper, you know that there has been a lot going on with that, and that's one reason I want to continue there. And another reason is the CJCC, the Collaborating Council, is another very interesting committee.
Now, you're the representative in District 14, which I should mention is on Eau Claire's lower west side. Mm-hmm. Are there issues that will be coming to before the board in the next couple of years that are of particular interest to the residents in that district?
I think most all things are interesting to them. It is a very old. It's an older section of town. It's some people call it Shawtown. Mm-hmm. And that comes from the lumber baron Shaw. Mm-hmm. And it had a very unique school at one time called Mount Washington School, mm-hmm. where my children went. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to know that when they first started at that school, there was a ski jump right in the playground. I remember that. And when we think of it now, we think, oh my goodness, what were we thinking? But I guess that was part of the times.
Now, in the time that you've been on the board, are there actions that were taken during your tenure that you were particularly strongly in favor of, that you supported very strongly?
Well, as I mentioned, the criminal justice.
Right. Any others?
The law enforcement part of it is another very interesting part. Talking with the sheriff and their deputies. I noticed in the paper today that they use the Bearcat, which is one of the things that it looks like a military truck, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it was given to us by the federal government, and we use it on occasion, right. And sometimes we really do need it. And last night they had to enter a meth lab in Chippewa Falls, where they had to they drove the truck, mm-hmm. into the garage to get in.
All How about the flip side of that question is, in your time on the board, actions that were taken that you strongly disagreed with, but the board nevertheless went ahead with it?
I can't think of any.
Okay. All right. Are there ways? Are there any changes you'd like to see in the policies of the board or in any of the district offices? Things that you'd like to?
Well, I think what we need to do is be vigilant, to watch, to keep up with the times, to understand what the board is trying to do, and I think that the problem with a lot of people is they don't want to do anything. They want to stay in the background, and sometimes we just need to take the bit in our hands and
Are
go.
there specific aspects of county government where you feel that they were behind times a little bit?
No, not behind. I think we need, it's more forging ahead rather than being behind.
Okay, well, forging ahead, that leads into the next question, which is about the budget constraints that county government and all units of local government seem to be falling under, even into greater extent over the last several years. State and federal funding to county governments has been on the decline. What's the best way to deal with those fiscal constraints and still meet the needs and desires of your district residents, right?
Last night we raised the salaries of many of the county heads, and that's important because we want to keep the people we have. They are very good, and just frankly, it costs a lot to train people to take certain positions when they are new. And so we consider that. How much will it cost to retrain a person when we really want to just keep them?
So how do you do that and still maintain, stay within the budget
Vigilance. We need to look at the budget, and we have a very good finance and budget committee. They're very active, and they watch the budget. And if you'll notice, we have to have a balanced budget. So, unlike the government, we have to have.
Is that the most challenging part of being on the county board? Is the budgeting process?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. You're satisfied with the way the county?
We're never satisfied. We're trying our best. We want to forge ahead.
Okay. Well, with the election coming up quite soon, people will be going into the voting booth. Any final things you'd like them to know about Jean Schlieve when they go in there on election day?
What I want them to know is that I'm always interested in anything they have to say, and they have my phone number and my email. A lot of times people are reticent as to approach a county board member. They think, oh, well, my problem isn't really that important. But it really is. It's important for us to know how you feel about everything that we're doing. And if we're doing something wrong, be gentle, but tell us.
All right. Well, Jean Schlieve, the incumbent candidate, District 14, thank you very much for coming in. I hope you'll get out on Election Day, April 5th, to vote for your favorite candidates for the Eau Claire County Board and all the other races. You can inform yourself by tuning in to cable channel 994 to view all the candidate interviews. They're also available through the Chippewa Valley Community Television website, that's cvctv.org, where they're available on demand. Thank you.
This program was recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. Chippewa Valley Community Television is made possible by continuing community support. If you would like to volunteer or make a donation, you can contact us by calling 715-839-5067 or on the web at www.cvctv.org.